And once I qualified for the Olympics for Haiti, USA started saying that I was not eligible to compete at the Olympics because I had previously fought for the United States.
Gotcha. Now, didn't they say their rules were that you had to wait 3 years before changing who you wanted to represent? But then I was reading in your story that that is only accurate if you are, I guess, 16 years or older. So explain that.
Yes, so for you to switch countries, you typically have to wait 3 years, but if you're 16 years or younger, you don't have to wait 3 years. And I was 16 years old when I switched to Haiti.
Now, in June of 2020, and if I have this wrong, correct me, it appeared there was no issue with you representing Haiti. Is that correct?
Um, yes, up until I qualified for the Olympics, this was in March of 2020. They had no issue, and I had been previously competing in other tournaments, won medals even at a U.S. Open tournament, and they gave me no like pushback about fighting for Haiti until I qualified for the Olympics.
Until you qualified. So once, I'm sorry, by June of 2000, about June of last year, the Olympics was canceled. But when you qualify for the Olympics, then there is the issue. You said that you wanted to represent Haiti partly because your father is Haitian, but you also said that you didn't like the treatment you were getting when you were representing the United States. What was that treatment?
We had to do a lot of hard things to be on the national team, like very unrealistic things. We had to travel to a different tournament in another state every week. We would have to miss school. We were all kids. It was all kids ages 12 to 17. So we would have to all travel every week to go to different competitions, pay for our own flights, our own hotel, our own competition fees. And if we did not travel to all these competitions and get a good result, there was no way we could be on the national team. And on top of that, each competition we had to do, we would have to weigh in weight classes, and we could not change our weight classes. So I was I was losing about 20 pounds sometimes in order to fit my weight class because they would not let you change your weight class for at least a year.
And tell me how your training was different when you began representing Haiti.
Um, when when I began representing Haiti, I felt much less stressed about like the crazy pressure about the U.S. national team. And the thing about the U.S. national team members at that time in 2019, they did not used to provide coaches for you. You had your own coach. I've had my own coach from South Florida, so they weren't even training us or giving us any training from national team coaches. We trained with our own home coaches. So now I'm much less stressed because I don't have to use the like handle the pressure from the USA, but I still train with my same coach that I've been training.
And outside of that, tell me why it was important for you to say, you know what, I want to represent Haiti. Why was that important?
It was important for me because Haiti does not have much representation in Taekwondo. And I really think it's important to kind of get Haiti on the map and make them like a force to be reckoned with, especially in Taekwondo.
Absolutely. Which is amazing that you would want to do that. And again, you there wasn't an issue with that until you qualify for the Olympics, which I find to be really, really odd. I was also reading on your post on social media that the U.S. has been pressuring Haiti, the Haiti Olympics Committee, to disqualify you. Explain that.
Basically, they do not want me to fight in the Olympics because they say Haiti takes America's athletes, Taekwondo athletes, which is not true at all. America has so many great, thousands and thousands of great Taekwondo athletes, but they're putting pressure on the Haiti Olympic Committee to take my name off of the list so that I can't compete. And so they can kind of punish the Haiti Taekwondo Federation and the Haiti Federation for allowing me to fight for them and to qualify.
Now, and if I have this wrong, Aaliyah, correct me. From what I read from your post, I only interpreted that it appears that the uh, the U.S. side has a bit more power, and the Haiti side might be falling to the pressure, considering the whatever it is, the USA Federation just probably has more power. Is that accurate?
Yes, exactly. That's very accurate. They have much more power, and the US provides aid to Haiti and the Haiti Olympic Committee. And they also said if they allow me to go to the Olympics, that they'll stop helping them and stop giving them aid.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like classic USA policy when it comes to Haiti.
Yeah.
Uh, well, why do you think this is happening? Why do you think? I mean, when I read the story, I interpreted it as the way Haiti's been treated for hundreds of years. I interpret it as racism, but I could be wrong. Why do you think this is happening to you?
Definitely agree with you with those two factors. I also think, I don't know, they have USA has a problem that if anyone leaves their program and is successful without them, I feel like they have a vendetta against those people, which includes me and which includes the Haiti Taekwondo Federation. They were able to be successful with an American athlete, and the most successful I ever been has been with the Haiti Taekwondo Federation. So I think that's making them mad. And also, Haiti has, as well as me, some other athletes who came from the United States because they did not like their treatment as well. And they're fighting for Team Haiti. So they don't like that some of us have went and fought for Team Haiti.
Hmm. Do you think it will be different if you made this change when you were 16? Again, according to what you said, you don't have to wait 3 years if you're at least 16 years or younger. Do you think it will be different if you, I don't know, decided to represent, I don't know, Italy or Germany? Do you think it will be different?
Yes, exactly different because there's a boy who did the same thing. He competed for USA in 2019, the same year as me, and he switched to Hungary in Europe, a team in Europe country, and he just qualified for this Olympics. He's 18 years old like me, and they actually let him go fight, and they're stopping me from fighting.
This is crazy. This is just crazy. The Olympics are coming up. What can people do now? What can my audience do now if they want? I mean, well, pause on that for a minute. I do want to ask you. There is a there is a perception out there that the way that women of color, black women, are being treated right now at the Olympics is pretty harsh. You look at Gwen Berry. Hope I have her name right. The hammer thrower. She got all this backlash for turning her back during the national anthem. Shakari Richardson. Then the woman that was told that she couldn't have a certain kind of swim cap on because it didn't conform to her head. You know, as somebody who qualified for the Olympics, what do you think when you hear about it? It appears that black women are really being under just not being treated the best by the Olympics.
I think this is really so horrible. And the Olympics is supposed to be the highest level of competition. So you would wish and you would think that things like this wouldn't happen at the Olympics, but I guess it's not different from any other competition.
Agreed. How can folks, if they want to let their voice be heard, I would love to get some social media traction around this. What can we do now because the Olympics are coming up? I think it's deplorable, according to what you told me, that you can't represent Haiti. I think it's amazing that you want to represent Haiti. Again, you said your father is from Haiti. So what can people do if they want to fight for you?
Yeah, if you want to help me out, you guys can share my story. I have a lot of information about it on my Instagram. It's just my name, Aaliyah Shipman. You can also sign my petition on change.org. And you can also email the United States Olympic Committee and tell them how you feel about this situation.
Should we contact the Olympic Committee in Haiti or no? It's more so the United States has the power with this.
Yeah, the United States has all the power right now. Yeah.
That is just wow. It's just I'm so happy I came across your story because I wasn't aware of this and I didn't even know that United States they give money to Haiti for the Olympics. I didn't even know that. It's just interesting. Is there anything else we should be aware of when it comes to your story?
I mean, it's just one thing I just want to mention. Like, I've been training so hard for the Olympics, and they didn't actually try to put any legal pressure or real pressure on me until last month. So since June of 2020, I've been training so hard, like 10 hours a day, killing myself in the gym in my Taekwondo school. So, because I wanted to go to the Olympics and get a gold medal. But they just threw this all on me in the last month. And now, like, most likely, I'm not going to be able to go to the Olympics.
What did your father think about this?
He's so devastated. He's encouraging me every day and just telling me to have faith, have faith. There's still some chance I can go, but my father, my mother, everybody is devastated about this.
And your brother, he does Taekwondo as well too, right? Wow. Wow. Well, Ali, I hope something changes. I really, really do. This story is wild. Again, you're 18 years old. The minute you qualified for the Olympics, suddenly you're not able to represent Haiti. Uh, it's an interesting story. How can folks follow you and support you on social media?
You can just follow my Instagram. It's my name at Aaliyah Shipman.
Aliyah Shipman, Shipman. I wish you the best of luck. I wish you the best of luck. I hope that something changes. This is only once every 4 years you've been trained. And I'm sorry, when did you find out that you didn't qualify?
I did actually legitimately qualify, but then they were threatening me, not so seriously. So we were just trying to fight it, and we couldn't actually take legal action against them until they took legal action against us, which was just 1 month ago. So they've been threatening like on the down low, oh, you're not going to be able to go, but we couldn't do anything about it until they took action last month. So,
And how can you fight against the U.S. Olympics for legal action? That's a beast to fight against.
and they did it with such little time on purpose. They only gave us whatever their legal side of the situation 1 month ago because they knew if I tried to fight it and even if I ended up winning, that I would have no chance to fight because the Olympics are coming up so soon.
Mm. I hope it works out. I hope it works out. I thank you for telling your story. Thank you so much. Hopefully, we can spread the word about this. Thank you,
Thank
Aaliyah. You have a good day. Be safe.
thank you, you too.